Alright guys, we're back. It's Reese here, Reese's shed, and we're about to get into the HQ. Got a fair bit of work to do. Lots of smaller jobs just to tidy some things up. But first things first, I've actually got a new tripod in the mail. So I'll open up that, because the old one's very tired. The OG tripod's had its day, and time for a new one. So we'll get that quickly opened up, have a look at it, then we'll get stuck into the car. As you can see, I've been using the HQ as a workbench again. So I'll get rid of some of this. Zone professional tripod. Alright, comes in the bag. Oh yeah. Way more substantial than the one I've been using. And a bit more expensive, but we're a bit more serious now, so we might as well invest in the future. Alright. Alright. Looks pretty good. Not gonna lie, I'm a pretty big fan of it already. Alright, let's get this set up, get the camera on it, we'll get started on the ute. Alright, there's something new. Your height adjustment. Alright, looks like this one's got a lot more height as well, so we'll be able to get some better shots. So I'll start with it right up here. While we're at it, I'll show you what I've been using. Alright, so this is the cheap eBay unit. I think it was $19 or something, and I've been using this clipped around the GoPro because the mounting broke off the top, and I just made it work. So it's not just cars, guys, it's everything. You just make it work. If you need to get it to work, you just make it work. Anyway, let's get this camera back on the new tripod and get started on some work. Alright guys, now an update on the ute. So I've actually been getting a fair bit of work done on this thing behind the scenes, haven't been filming at all. As you can see, last night I was actually in here and I've done the rust repair on the roof. So this side and that side's all been repaired now. And we're going to put some body filler over that this morning. You can see in the background here, I've got my new sign up. So thanks Rhino for that, Aussie Rhino, you're a legend mate. I think it looks great in the shed. Still trying to find the other place for the other one, but that's perfect for now for that one. Alright, so today, take my sunnies off now, I'm not out in the sun. Obviously I've been down, had a haircut. Didn't trim the beard, not this time. So, we're going to get stuck into this HQ ute. We've got a bunch of parts, small parts that I've been getting delivered over the build period of this thing. And I think it's time to start fitting some of that stuff, just to tidy up some loose ends. So we've got front brake lines or front brake hoses, because we use those old ones. So replace the brake hoses. We've got new brake hose retainers. We've got to weld the brackets onto the chassis because they're in the place where we want them. And then we've got some body filler to chuck on here, which we'll do in just a moment. And then we're going to try and fit the inner wheel arches because I want it to look fairly stock. So we're going to try and fit the inner wheel arches and cut out what we need to cut out for clearance for the turbo. And we'll see how we go and see how far we get. Hopefully we can get further than that. We'll just wait and see. So let's get stuck in. Got lots to get done. All right, we're about to put some body filler on the roof. We'll get that done and then we'll get into the smaller jobs. So applicator, hardener, and some filler. There's a flat blade screwdriver when you need one. It's supposed to be cold, wet and raining today, and it's hot as anything. So I'm a bit surprised. I wasn't prepared to be sweating in the shed this early in the morning. But here we are. Alright. Got my onion board. And let's get cracking. About that much. Alright, like you guys saw me do last night, I've done this repair here. All I did this morning, give it a quick rough up with some sandpaper, wherever that went. Anyway, roughed that up, roughed up the surface around it just to make sure that it's got adhesion. Wax and grease remover, let it dry. Now we're going to put some body filler over it. Usually I'd probably put fiberglass over this, seeing as it's a rust repair, but I don't have any, and what are you going to do? This car, it's not a restoration. It's a get it done so we can drag race it and not look like it's falling apart. Don't want to worry too many people rocking up at the drags with a car that's got rust holes in every panel. So if you can make it look a bit more respectable, you probably get treated a little bit more fairly once you get down there to get scrutineered. I'm probably going to have a hard enough time as it is, so we don't want to give them anything extra. Anywho, put about that much. That'd be a good amount. I reckon a size of a pea to the size of a golf ball, but about that much. And then they also say that you're supposed to roll it in, yeah, so you don't get air in there. I don't know if it matters or not. I'm not a body man. I just mix it until it's mixed and then I put it on. Wait for it to change colour. I like to give it a bit of this. Yeah, I don't mind a bit of air. You can fix pinholes later if you have to. Just get it on. Alright, that's starting to turn green now, so we're pretty much ready. Just give it a little bit more and then we'll chuck a bit on. Like I've been saying as well, we're not building a show car, we just want it to look respectable enough to not raise too many eyebrows, and we're trying to get it inspected or scrutineered down at the drags. We just don't want them to take one look at it and say nope. Alright, here we go. Don't know if you guys could tell, but this roof had tons of body filler in it. When I was actually cutting this section out to do the rust repair, I had to go down about 3/4 of an inch or thereabouts. It's a long way, a lot of body filler. So hopefully we can do a little bit better than that, but what's already there is what's there. We've got to work with it. So that's what we're going to do. And what it's going to be is what it's going to be. That actually didn't take as much as I thought, so I'll give you another look at that now. Body filler's on there. That's about all I'm going to do. I'll let that set, come back and we'll sand it down, and then we'll go over it again and that'll be good enough for us. So let me get rid of this bog here before it sets, and then we'll do something else. Where else needs some? Nowhere. We'll just wipe it on the board. Now, this is why you want onion board. No cleanup. Done. In the bin. Alright, now I do need a rag. Or something, just to wipe this. There we go. Try and keep your tools clean as best as you can, so you don't have too much cleanup when you actually want to use them again. So that'll do for that. Right, what's next? My friend gave me this sticker, so we're going to chuck that on the ute right now. Alright. There we go. Forgive the mess, but there we go. Powered by recycled dinosaurs. That's a good one. Alright, back to work. Get rid of our fuel cell. Alright, let's try and get some inner wheel arches in here. See what we have to do to make that happen. Not sure how much of this we're going to have to cut away, or if any, but more than likely we're going to have to cut some stuff off. But I'll leave this how it is. Get the wheel arch in, and then we'll see what we've got to do. We'll try and get it in. Alright, I've got one around here somewhere. Let me go grab it. So I would really like a chance to clean out this shed and get it all the way that I want it, but my life's too hectic at the moment, and if I come out here to clean the shed, that's all I'll do, and then I won't do any work, I won't get anything done. The shed will be clean, and that'll be it, and I won't be happy with that, so because I want to get this car done. So at the moment, unfortunately, as messy as it is, this is what I've got to work with, and I've just got to try not to make any more mess as I go. It is painful. It's not the way I like to work, but it is what it is. So until I get more than a couple of hours at a time break, this is what we've got to deal with. So we've just got to do that. On another note, I actually do plan to get this car out to an event in October. October 25 in Rockingham, Western Australia. It's called the Halloween Spectacular. No, it's called the Halloween Spooktacular, and it's for the Rumble in Rocco Car Club. So I'll be heading down there 25th of October in this car. If I have to tow it there, I'll tow it there. Otherwise, I'll drive it. I really want to drive it. And so I'll be pushing for that now. So not exactly sure when this video is going to come out. But yeah, it'll be 25th of October is when I'm getting down there. So if you guys want to come down and say hello and have a look at the car, I'd love to meet you. So yeah, once again, Rumble in Rocco, Halloween Spooktacular, October 25, Rockingham, Western Australia. It's from 4 PM until 8 PM at night. And I think it's a Saturday, so I'll be there and hopefully see some of you there. Let's get these wheel arches done. So it looks as though It looks as though they're just held in with Phillips screws, so I'll go ahead and rip them out now, and then we're probably going to jack the car up and get them in from inside the wheel arch from underneath. Let's pull these out. Bugger. Well, I was about to say how easy they were coming out. Sometimes all you need is a medium-sized persuader and a screwdriver. Persuader, screwdriver. For anyone that didn't put two and two together. Alright. Got one more down there. Yep, two. Need a flat blade for them. Oh yeah, couple of bolts there too. They look like 1/2 inch to me. See if we can get this in the car. Take the wheel arches off. A little bit of panel bedding required here, so we'll quickly straighten that out. Done. Trial fit again. Alright, so we definitely got a problem here. There's the turbo's not going to fit there. So we're going to have to work out what to do about that. Probably get the angle grinder in and keep cutting until it fits, I'd say. So make sure that's sitting down where it sits down. Yep, we're going to be cutting. I'll go and grab my grinder. Not bad. So I've made some preliminary black marks there where I thought I might need to make a cut. So I'm going to go ahead and do that one. And I think that might be enough. Fingers crossed. Let's get the angle grinder out. So hopefully that'll do it. It's a pretty big chunk. We'll get that back on there now and make sure that everything clears. Still needs more. Okay. That's clearanced. Got a finger gap all the way around, so it's not going to get burnt or hot or vibrate or anything like that. Once these are actually turned around and bolted back on, they'll have plenty of clearance as well. So that'll do for now. Later on we're going to have to do something with the exhaust when it goes down through there and out, but for now we'll just leave that. So I'm I'm happy with the way that's all gone. Well, let's get on to some of these smaller jobs just for the moment. Knock over a couple of things, like I want to weld on my brake mountings, put on some new brake hoses, think about doing something with this manifold. Oh, actually, the next thing we need to do is actually make a flange for our charge pipe here. So we'll do that first, and then we'll worry about the rest. Okay. So I've got a piece of 8mm thick plate there, 8mm, and I've just gone around and cut a rough image or rough shape with the cut-off wheel. Now I'm going to clean up this edge, lay the LPG hat back on it, and scribe another line so we can get more accurate, and then we'll just clean it all up with a flat wheel. And we're going to mark like that so we know the orientation. That's all we've got. Now flat wheel time. Okay guys, that's what we've got. Now, we're going to have to make a gasket or something. Look at that, definitely been working. We're going to have to make a gasket or something so that we can work out where our holes have got to go. So, oh, there we go. So we've got our arrow here that we marked. Fumble fingers. So that fits perfect. Got an arrow to the front. Now all we've got to do, probably clamp it back down and put something through those two holes there to get our locations for our bolts. And then the back one, we'll make a gasket or something once we've got these other two marked, and then we should be able to line that up pretty easily. Sounds like my missus has taken my car to the shops. Alright, got that clamped on, so I'll mark these holes and then work out this one last. Let's do it. Okay, all of a sudden I feel like I'm living in Melbourne. Check this out. And out of nowhere. Pouring down rain. Oh well, I guess you can never tell. We did get told we were going to get rain today, but it was just boiling hot until about 5 minutes ago. Now it is literally pouring. It's nicer to work in anyway. I drilled 2 holes in here, so what I'm going to do now is try and bolt it back up to there with 1, or try and bolt 2 up, turn it around and mark the last one. That was my idea, just a couple. So I'll do that now and then come back. Alright, so I've got this flange worked out and I've got it bolted on here, as you can see, and it's really neat. Fits on there perfect, and I'm happy with it. So now we've got to do is find some, well, I've got a piece of 3-inch pipe that I want to use, 3-inch stainless, and I think it's actually cut perfect for what we want it for. So this is what I've got here. It's full length, well not full length, it's like a metre length. And I've had this floating around for a while. I did get a bunch of stainless steel pipe from an old friend of mine quite a few years ago, and haven't really got through using all of it, but this is another use for it. And it looks like this might already have the right size or the right angle cut onto it. So what I was thinking was I might just cut that here, cut it straight off there. And what will basically happen, hang on a second, give you a look from my view. So what we'll have is that pipe onto there like that, and that should be perfect. So I'll cut this piece off now, and then we'll have a look, see what we've got. Alright, what have we got here? Looks like we need 5.5 inches at the short end. 5.5. Alright, let's do that. Looks like it's going to work. Just clean it up a bit first, and then we'll try it. Looks pretty good to me. Looks pretty good to me, guys. Go ahead and weld that on there very much in the centre. Okay guys, so that's the air intake, the charge pipe done. So looks pretty good. Everything's together now. Haven't obviously got a hose clamp on the turbo because I'll be taking that back off. I've got to fully weld the hot side manifolds, but they're all mocked up in place. They're exactly how I want them now. So they're all good, turbo position's good, it's all clearanced. Charge pipe is done. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the inner wheel arch out of this guard and I'll fit that over there. And I think what I'll do is I'll weld on the brake pipe mounts, and then that'll be it for this one. It's been a bit of a struggle, but we got there, and we don't say no, we don't quit, we don't give up. So yeah, let's just get the last few things nailed on this, and then we'll call it a day. Alright guys, that's it for this week. Got through a few small jobs, got through a got through a hurdle, a big one that I've been avoiding for a while, in getting the inner wheel arches in and getting the clearance done around the turbo. Got the brake lines on, got the brackets welded on, and got the charge pipe done. So we're kicking goals, we're moving forward. As you can see, bonnet's on, it's not bolted down, but I just wanted to check to make sure that everything fits. So check that out. Oh, you can hear the rust sliding down the bonnet. You can see the charge pipe's all done now. That's welded on. Still got to get through and full weld the manifolds, but they're all mocked up and perfect. Everything's fitting perfect. Got the inner wheel arches on, both sides, clearance around the turbo. Everything's coming along really, really nice, and it looks cool. This is a big part in the project, guys. We're getting to the point where this thing runs, drives, and everything. It's all doing it under its own steam. Hey, Rogie. The only thing left to do now on this engine is I've got to connect up our oil pressure and our oil return to the sump. But that's like a 2-minute job. Not worried about that at all. I've got all the parts for that, just sitting up on the cab there. So the running engine, like driving side of things, it's a running driving car again. Only thing left to do with this engine now basically is to do the blow through carby modifications. So we need to put in the boost reference power valve, and we need to do some plastic float bowls. But that'll be on another episode, so maybe next time we might get into the carby. But besides that, we're there. I do need to hook up the vacuum advance. Vacuum advance. I do need to hook up the vacuum booster because that still hasn't got a hose and a check valve. But I'll tackle that during the week at some point and get that sorted. But yeah, really going somewhere now. This thing, it's really getting close. I think what I might do in the future as well, probably on the carby episode, I'll do a distributor lockout as well, because I plan to lock the distributor out, because we don't want to have crazy events and then have us detonating. So probably bunch those two together into one episode. I'll just put this bonnet down. Oh, actually, before I do, this is the reason why I want to fit inner guards. I don't want to put the battery in the back. I was going to put it in the tray originally, but now I've decided I want to just keep it simple. Keep the brake line. You can tell I haven't slept and I'm sick. I want to keep the starter motor cables short. It's just a personal preference. I don't want to run a big long power cable through the car or anything like that. I just want to run very short cable straight down the starter, straight across the alternator, and then back to the ignition. Yeah, so it's all simple. I just want this thing to be simple. I want it to be reliable as can be. And yeah, I think what we'll tackle going forward are some of the smaller jobs. So just like a dump pipe off the exhaust, doing the blow off valve in the intake. We'll do the waste gates. We'll chuck them in. But yeah, at the moment, this is as far as we're going this week. It's looking really good. I'm excited. It's been a long time coming, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. I want to get some bonnet hinges on here too, which I do have them. So I should just chuck them on, but I got to this point where I just wanted to see everything together and make sure it all works, and then I wanted to make sure the bonnet's shut. Actually, right here, like right in the guts there, I might clearance that a bit because I can get a piece of card through there. Sorry, had something in my eye. I can get a piece of card through there, so it is clearance, but I did notice on the intake, so I've got some red paint there, so it is touching ever so slightly, depending on the location of the bonnet, or I don't know, it's touching at some point. So I want to cut a chunk out of the bonnet there, make sure that's clearanced, and that's about it. So, I'll shut the bonnet. Yeah. Alright, so that's shut. I did think about, hang on a second. Now in the comments, guys, give us a comment if you want me to fit this. So this is a Hornet scoop. It's very like 80s and 90s era stuff. I don't know, it's just a thought. I honestly don't love it. But I know some people do, and if you're old and you like this old stuff, you might love it. I don't know. Let me know, because that's what it's going to look like. Well, everything on this is going to be matte black. So this whole car is going to be matte black, so that scoop will be matte black. Yeah. We're getting to that point now, we're going to start getting through. Bloody battery flat again. Getting to that point where we're just going to be starting to do some cosmetic stuff. because most of the running stuff is done. Obviously you still need to do wastegate, blow-off valve, oil pressure, oil return, and the carby and the distributor, but besides that we'll start doing cosmetic stuff, making this look better. So spray paint matte black, like I said. I'm not going to do too much body work, just get it looking okay. As you can see, this rust repair is coming along. Where's the patch I cut out of that? So this is the patch I just cut out of that, as you saw in the other video. I think the roof's actually in pretty bad shape, and I've cut out what I thought I needed, but judging by that, it probably has gone a bit further, but that's going to be fine for us. I'll give that a sand down. The plan with this is I'm going to try to do a patina job on this. So what I'm going to do is, once I've sanded this down, I'm going to spray it with some red oxide and then some black, and then I'm going to sand through sections and just have it look like patina, look like the primers coming through in different areas. I'm going to have sections that are rusty, so like for instance in the bonnet here, I'm not going to repair that. I'm going to sand all this down and then paint it matte black and then allow this to rust back through. I want it to look old, I want it to look rough and ready, but I want to make sure there's no rust in it, because patina's cool, rust isn't. But yeah, so that's the plan. I hope you liked it. Drop us a comment, like, subscribe if you haven't already, and see you on the next one. And as always, guys, the message that I'm going to leave you on is, those projects aren't going to finish themselves. Get out in the shed. See ya.